Skubie, looking at the NFC East, different divisional champ dating every year back to 2004. It's one of the weirdest ongoing statistical anomalies in the NFL. Currently, the Cowboys are kings, which means you would think they would get plucked off the perch. The Eagles, with what they've done in this draft, seem like a team that maybe could do it.
The trade up for Jordan Davis, right? I didn't quite understand it as much just because the Eagles were one of the best rushing defenses in the NFL last year, but you still get a dynamic guy, an athlete, and the knock on him is he going to be able to stay on the field for 3-4 plays, whatever it is.
25 plays per game at Georgia. That's six per quarter.
So what says that about Jordan Davis? But it's going to be on him. Is he going to stay healthy enough and keep his weight under control as he's in the NFL?
I like the pick because they ended up getting Nakobe Dean after the fact, and the thing with Dean is sideline to sideline range, great blitzer, perhaps a little undersized, so you need almost a lead blocker for him to come in and get to the quarterback. That was Jordan Davis's role at Georgia, and obviously he tested off the charts. The reason I think they did it is that Fletcher Cox is on a one-year, $14 million deal, so this is the heir apparent in the center of that defense. And yeah, conditioning is going to be a concern. He calls himself a Swedish fish connoisseur. Going to need to clean up the diet a little bit. I love the center pick of Cameron Jurgens, a track athlete out of Nebraska, state champion 3 times over in discus, shot put as well. Very, very strong core. You see that multi-sport faceted thing with him, adding to an Eagles offensive line that we know wants to run the ball. Still a glaring concern at quarterback. If you're trying, or sorry, at cornerback. That might have been a Freudian slip.
I mean, kind of at quarterback too.
Cornerback defensively. And if you're trying to take out the Cowboys, you're going to have to stop the pass. Skubie, looking at the rest of this division, some things to like, some things not to like about each of these teams. Where do you want to start?
I'm going to start with the Giants. I like what they did to start off. Because,
very easy at 5-7.
Yes, exactly. And the Giants had a number of different scenarios that they already had mapped out before the draft. They did a number of different mocks where they said, hey, if this player is available here, we're going to go this way, and then we're going to go this way. And that's exactly
it was
how
1
they
and
ended
2.
up going.
If there's one edge rusher, we'll take him. If there's one elite offensive tackle, we'll take him, knowing that either the opposite, the edge rusher or the offensive tackle, would be around. That's what happened.
Now, the Wan'Dale Robinson pickup, what are we doing
early?
I'm just going to say that's a little bit of a reach, in my opinion, when you had some of the guys that were left on the board instead of going for them. And then Kadarius Toney, what is the decision that they're trying to make with him? Because he is in trade discussions at this moment with the Giants. We don't know if they're going to move him, if they're going to keep him. Sterling Shepard, a guy who has dealt with a lot of injuries over the last couple of years. So what are you going to do at the wide receiver position? You added a guy who, Wan'Dale Robinson, still a great player, but at the same time, there was great value still left on the board. So at that point, I then began to question it. But you get some players for Daniel Jones to continue to build around that and that defensive backfield.
Yeah, a little bit duplicative there for me in getting Wan'Dale Robinson when they have Kadarius Toney on the roster. But again, Toney's a guy who caught as many touchdown passes last year as you and I did. Same can be said for Kenny Golladay as well. The Cowboys, head-scratching offseason. They let Randy Gregory walk and some issues there. Thought they had him locked up, but he ends up at the 11th hour flipping to the Broncos. They need an edge rusher. They got one in Sam Williams in the second round, but that value for me felt a little bit high, and he is suspect against the run. Listen, if he gets drafted by an AFC West team, for example, where it's see ball, get ball, put your 4.46 40 to work, great. In the NFC East, you need to run the football, and you need to be able to stop the run. Like the Eagles run the ball at the highest rate in the league. We know Washington seems like with the addition of Brian Robinson, they want to hand the ball off a little more. And the Giants have Saquon Barkley. So Sam Williams isn't, for me, the best fit. Tyler Smith had some concerns about penalty, liability.
Yeah, he's handsy. He's handsy.
Very handsy, very grabby. The pick I love for them is Jalen Tolbert, a guy very, very productive out of South Alabama. He's not Amari Cooper, but he's going to fill in the vacancy. And Matt Waletzko, the project offensive tackle, wouldn't surprise me at all, Skubie. This is maybe too hot of a hot take. 4 years' time, we look at Matt Waletzko as the more effective pro for the Cowboys than Tyler Smith.
All right, to your point about Sam
7-1 wingspan.
To your point about Sam Williams, right? He's actually, in my opinion, great sleeper pick in this draft.
Okay.
4.46 40-yard dash, second fastest among the groups. Charles Cross, great offensive tackle. We know how good he is. He said that Sam Williams is the most difficult pass rusher that he faced the entire season. And he was second in the SEC with 13 sacks. So Sam Williams is a great pass rusher, but look at that division of what those teams are going to be doing. They're going to be trying to run the ball.
And real quick, Jahan Dotson, great pickup out of Penn State. The guy has elite ball skills and pairing up nicely with Carson Wentz.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.